Hi everyone, I'm Cliff from Off the Cliff. Today I'm going to show you how to make Trini style dal. What you'll need is 2 cups of water, 1 cup of split peas. You're going to add the split peas to the stove or to the pot and turn on the stove to high. It needs to come to a boil. You'll also need a 1/4 cup of an onion, 1 teaspoon of garlic, another teaspoon of garlic put aside for later, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, and half a teaspoon of cumin. Alright, once it comes to a boil, you reduce the heat down to a medium, and you're going to throw your turmeric in. And you're going to throw your garlic and your first teaspoon of garlic and onion in. And you mix it up. And now you put a lid on it. So you got to ensure while it's cooking to stir it and whatnot, and you want the peas to get really soft. And once it's soft, that's when you're going to add the salt. You need a teaspoon of salt. And for those of you out there that like having things spicy, you can actually add at that point, when it's soft, a habanero or Scotch bonnet. Now, if you find that when you're cooking this that a lot of your water has disappeared, you can add another cup of water. It's not going to hurt anything, and it depends on the texture or how liquidy you want the dal. Dal could be eaten with curry. The way we're doing it today, we're going to be serving it on rice, accompanying with a dried curry on top. So it's a nice meal. As you can see here, we have a nice gentle simmer, but my water's gone down quite a bit because I have a hole in my lid, and so the moisture has been escaping. So I'm going to add another cup of water. So I'm just going to pour that in here. Alright, so we got a nice hard simmer happening here. Again, you have to continue to stir it, and a great way to check to see how you're coming along, you bring up the peas to the side of the pot and you squeeze, and they're getting softer. You see that? So it's coming close to the consistency that I'm looking for. I'm going to cook it for about 5 minutes more, and then I'm going to add the salt, and we're going to start mashing it, or using the fork, or if you have a masher, like a potato masher, to mash it all up, because you want this really thick, nice golden yellow mixture. And I imagine it's really similar to making pea soup, but it has pea soup doesn't have the turmeric, it doesn't have the cumin in it, and but this smells fantastic. All right, so we've been cooking this for an additional 5 minutes. Let me check again here and see. Oh yeah, it's squeezing and it's crushing very nicely. So at this point, I'm going to add the salt. So you're going to put about a teaspoon of salt. So throw it in there. And now you're going to turn this off, really. You still want it on the burner though, because it's still giving off heat. And now is the time that you're going to mash. All right, just a little note. I had a really bad experience with this. I had pulled it out while it was on full beat, and I sprayed the entire stove. So when you're using the immersion blender, do it inside. I'm just making sure and going all the way around the pot, but for the most part, I can feel it with the blender. See, this time I learned my lesson. So as you can see, I have a nice creamy consistency. Everything's all blended together. Now you're going to take this pot and you're going to put it aside, and you're going to get a smaller pot, because now we're going to use the rest of the garlic, the cumin, and just a little bit of vegetable oil. So we're just going to shift this over here. So I've added like a small tablespoon of oil, and we want the oil to get hot. What we want is to brown the garlic along with the cumin. It's going to add a nice flavor, and then once it's browned completely, then you add it to the Dhal. So let's make sure this gets a little hot. You can hear it frying a little bit. And now I'm going to add the cumin. Remember, it's only half a teaspoon. What an amazing smell. So the great thing about this is when to know it's good. So when it starts to stick a little bit at the bottom, you know it's ready to add. So you slide that over here. Turn this back. Pour that in. Now you mix it all up together. Ooh, that's yummy goodness right there. And there you have it. I hope you enjoyed. See you again.